Another month, another Ubisoft open-world title that's filled with Easter eggs and secrets. Tom Clancy's The Division 2 is more focused on loot gathering and cover-based shooting, but Washington D.C. is jam-packed with things to discover. They may not help in raising your gear score, but here are a few nice little secrets to keep an eye out for. Alligator. While animals have mostly been unaffected by the green poison virus, something has changed the alligator in the sewers just off of Jefferson Drive SW. Look for the nearby sewer entrance, head down and keep walking until you find a set of iron bars preventing your advance. You'll see the tail of a large alligator, along with its equally imposing silhouette just beyond. The alligator doesn't react to you, and nor does it take any damage. Is it just there to freak one out? Well, it wouldn't be the worst thing you'd find in the sewers. PENNYWISE'S balloon. No, that honor goes to this tribute. Travel underground via West Potomac Park and explore the sewers for a bit. Eventually, you'll come across a box of polycarbonates and another set of iron bars. Peer to the left, which is where the path curves, and you'll spot a red balloon. The balloon is floating innocuously, and there's no sign of Pennywise the Clown himself. This is pretty much a callback to the opening scene of the film It, where a young boy loses his paper sailboat and comes across Pennywise the Clown, who subsequently drags him underground. Alien in Space Administration HQ. In the Space Administration headquarters during a main mission, you'll find a door blocked by various debris and furniture en route to re-establishing the SHD satellite network. Walk up to the pile, zoom in and look past the coat rack, and you'll spot your average alien, just chilling behind the boxes. Strangely enough, it's just kinda standing there, not really doing anything. We doubt this is hinting at any extraterrestrial DLC in the coming months, but it's still a nice extra. For Honor. Continuing the tradition of including other games into its own universe, we see For Honor on a TV screen in the theater settlement where the kids are playing. The settlement is unlocked after Grace Larson is recruited, and spotting the game may be tough if you don't look closely enough. Also, it's more of a set of images being displayed rather than the actual game, but we'll take it. Grow Up. What is plainly obvious is the stack of board games right next to the TV. On top is Grow Home, the board game of the year 2015. This is actually Ubisoft's relatively smaller budget platformer, which also received a sequel, Grow Up, in 2016. Other board games are visible below, including Board Game, Games Gone Wrong, which supposedly takes 10 minutes to complete. RAYMAN Raving RABBIDS. Of course, right underneath that you can spot a board game for RAYMAN Raving RABBIDS, which has a greater assortment of Rabbids than Rayman on it. Also, somehow it's a winner for Board Game of the Year 2015. This references the 2006 title where the Rabbids made their very first appearance. They would go on to become a venerable force to reckon with, displacing Rayman in popularity and finding their way onto nearly every Ubisoft game as an Easter egg. We're not bitter, of course. Red Storm. Though Ubisoft Massive developed the Division series, there are numerous other Ubisoft studios, Reflections, Sophia, Shanghai, etc., that have each contributed to development. Red Storm Entertainment is especially worth noting for its work on PvP, namely Conflict and the Dark Zone, along with the Endgame. As a tribute to the studio that helped shape the tactical shooter genre as we know it, there's a food truck in downtown East called Smoky North Carolina-style barbecue, which lists Red Storm Tray Barbecue on its menu. North Carolina, of course, is where Red Storm is based. Hidden Hotels and Washington Monument Secrets. Though Washington, you'll spot the not-so-innocuous range of service buildings called Hidden Hotels. Not all of them are actually hotels, but they all require pressing a button to check in. Once you've interacted with all of them, head inside the Washington Monument until you find a set of elevator doors. The prompt Force Open will appear, allowing you to rappel down to a door with the sign Do Not Enter next to it. Look around the control room beside there and you will see a button that unlocks that door. Inside, you'll find a message, a weapon, and what seems to be a room where survivors were residing. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Close by to the District Union Arena stronghold, you'll come across Judiciary Square. Full of enemies, but also serving as a retro bar of sorts, a host of arcade cabinets can also be found. And what should they have as their key game but Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, Ubisoft's retro future FPS that released in 2013. Jurassic Park. Another movie reference can be found in the taxi graveyard. You'll come across a taxi that's been overturned with the sign Clever Girl. A hat covered in blood and a stuffed toy snake can be seen here as well. The phrase references Jurassic Park, more specifically Robert Muldoon, who was killed by the Velociraptors. Killed thanks to the raptor's superior intelligence, Muldoon uttered the words before being killed. And that wraps it up. If you like what we're doing, please consider subscribing to our channel. We upload new videos daily. Also, don't forget to switch on the bell notification icon, that way you don't miss out on any of our videos.